go undetected for 6 months. I think that the IT companies that are very well represented from our side at this forum will surely share their experiences, and I think that I hope that you will make the most to come. In conclusion, I want to say that we are, as the National Center for Marketing, we don't see this event as the same ceremonial as a kind of one-off event. We are primarily focusing, and this is the highest priority to us, to build trustworthy relations, both with our foreign partners and with our local Belarusian companies. We don't want to have these events for the sake of happening. We want them to be as much productive and resultive as possible, and we will be doing our best in the future, as we do now, to be as much helpful to you as we can. So don't be humble, don't hesitate to approach us in case you have any question or whatever you might have, whatever crosses your mind. Just get back to us and we will do our best to help you as we can. So welcome again to the forum. I'm very pleased to now, if you don't mind, I'll give the floor to my brother and colleague Simon, who will make his welcome and address, and then we'll continue with the presentations.
Thank you very much, my brother from Belarus. I think it's an honor to be with all of you today, and it's also very interesting that we've had this diplomatic relations since 1982, but we are now more focused on the economic relations, which will truly liberate all of us. But it's an honor to join all of you here today for this important business forum. We don't come just as friends, but we come as business partners. And we are seeking partnerships across various sectors, from agribusiness, machinery, as is mentioned, to the digital economy, to AI, and most importantly, agro-processing, and also into the mining services, which is essential for us. As many of you may be aware, Ghana is a significant player in the mining sector. We are #1 in gold processing in Africa, and #6 around the world. And not just that, but we come to you today because we see a unique opportunity to create the synergies that will make our two countries and the people prosper. We do realize that at some point, growth will have to happen, and growth can only happen when private sector players come together. And that has been the vision of His Excellency the President of Ghana, President John Dramani Mahama. Since he assumed office, he's been working on reforming the economy, and so the Ghanaian economy, I can confidently say, is back on track. It's been strengthened. He's tamed inflation, the reserves have been up, and the business environment is booming with a lot of confidence. So has it been that these reforms has even led to him reforming our basic investment law. So for those of you seeking to invest in Ghana right now, you don't need to come up with a minimum capital requirement. All that has been scrapped. It's much easier for you to come into our country to do business. But all of this cannot happen if we do not connect. And that's the essence of our meeting today. Our meeting today is to speak to you about opportunities that we have in our country, as well as listen to the opportunities that you have in your country, so that together as non-aligned countries, we can become as prosperous as the others are. So I wouldn't bore you with more speeches because I'll come back to make my presentation, but I want to thank all of you for joining us today, and I therefore invite you to make Ghana your next investment destination. Come and discover the opportunities that await you, and partner with our businesses that are here. I can see some of our business people here. Moses is here. Moses, please, anything IT, I want you to speak with Moses. Build industries that create value for us, and together we'll all grow. Because when you choose Ghana today, not only are you coming to a place for 35 million people, but you're coming into a place that takes you into the West Africa region of 425 million, and a greater African market of 1.4 billion people. And as we often say, many of you are already aware that we say the GDP is 3.4 trillion. That's for the whole of Africa. But there's a more interesting statistics which you should know. The business and consumer component is $16 trillion for the entire continent of Africa by 2050. So I'll pause here and I'll welcome all of you to, when you think about investing in Africa, think Ghana first and the rest will follow. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Maji, for your kind and insightful words. Thank you. Next part of our agenda today is dedicated towards presentations, which will give an overview of business environments of both countries. And for the first presentation, I would like to pass the floor to Mr. Evgeny Rusak, Deputy Director General of the National Export Promotion Center.
Excellencies, dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to all of you. Thank you so much for the introduction, Evgenia. That's true, I'm Evgeny Rusak, Deputy Director General of National Export Promotion Center. And I, myself, as my colleagues, are very much happy to welcome such distinguished delegation from Ghana to Belarus here in Minsk. As I look around the room, what I see people from the country that has become one of the most dynamic economies in West Africa. Ghana is widely considered for its stability, strong economic potential, rich natural resources, and ambitious development agenda. That is why today's presentation will be dedicated not only to Belarus export potential, but I will try to make an emphasis on our belief that partnership between Belarus and Ghana has a significant long-term prospect. To those of you from delegation of Ghana who are visiting Belarus for the first time, I will of course offer a small introduction to the country and to that areas that are not on the table probably, but that are essential for understanding when considering Belarus as a place for doing business with. First fact that you should know about Belarus is that Belarus population is just around 9 million people, a little bit over than 9 million people. Not so big population as opposed to Ghanaian one. At the same time, it's much bigger market of 185 million people. Why so? Because Belarus is a member of the Eurasian Economic Union, a union of 5 countries: Belarus, Russia, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Armenia. What does it give to business? First of all, a single customs area, a unified technical regulations, and most importantly, free movement of goods, services, labor, and capital across the Union. Just imagine when a foreign company opens up its facilities, its manufacturing in Belarus, it gains direct access to that huge market of 185 million people from the doorstep of the European Union. So it's profitable for foreign businesses to open up their facilities in Belarus. A few quick figures for you to know. Belarus is an export-oriented country. We cannot consume everything we produce, and more than 50%, closer to 60% of the stuff produced in Belarus is exported. When it goes about GDP structure, you can see on the slide that over 50% of the GDP belongs to services. Around 30% belongs to industry and about 7% to agriculture. Let's have a look at indicators of foreign trade in goods. we see that turnover last year amounted to almost $90 billion and positive dynamics was observed both in exports and in imports. Last year, Belarus exported goods to 150 countries. When it goes about export map, let's say, I believe no surprise is expected for you. It's obvious. The main trade partner of Belarus is Russia and other countries of the Eurasian Economic Union, which in total amounted for 74%. If we have a look at product structure, we will see that petrochemicals, machinery, metallurgy, wood processing products, dairy and meat products are among top export positions of Belarus. At the same time, we import energy resources, raw materials, metals, and advanced technological equipment. Just a very quick fact about foreign trade and services. Turnover amounted to over $19 billion last year, and the trade balance was also positive. Now please take a look at this slide on investment opportunities in Belarus. We will be happy to provide you with more information about investment opportunities, but for this moment, what I want to make emphasis at is that last year foreign direct investment exceeded $5 billion, and the key sectors in this regard were manufacturing, IT, and logistics. That concludes my general overview, and now I want to invite you to grab your phones and be ready to make pictures, because I will talk about essential facts that you should have in mind when considering Belarus as your trade and cooperation partner. The most essential fact indeed is that Belarus and Ghana have highly complementary economies. We are following your ambitious 25 hours plus economic transformation agenda aimed at accelerating industrialization, expanding agro-processing and promoting export-oriented manufacturing and developing modern logistic infrastructure. And we see that priorities of this program closely ally with Belarus' strengths in engineering, in agriculture, in industrial cooperation that creates a solid foundation for long-term partnership and for joint project implementation. As you may know, Belarus possesses a strong industrial, agricultural, and scientific technological base, while Ghana is one of the most dynamic economies in West Africa, endowed with significant natural resources and rapidly growing consumer market. This combination, we believe, creates favorable conditions for mutually beneficial cooperation in manufacturing, in agriculture, in mining, in education, in healthcare, in technologies, and let's go one by one. So the first fact is that Belarus has a very strong industrial base. We are among the world leaders in the production of heavy machinery. Particularly, we rank number 3 globally among mining dump truck producers. You should know that every 10th tractor in the world, every 6th harvester in the world are produced in Belarus, and more than 75% of the machinery we produce is exported to over 140 countries worldwide. Equally important is that we manufacture the full lineup of agricultural machinery. For Ghana, which is actively implementing industrialization and infrastructure development programs, such supplies are of practical significance. Belarus can offer a wide range of machinery and industrial solutions, including mining equipment, trucks, special purpose machinery, agricultural machinery, and engineering technologies. We are interested not only in supplying equipment, but also in establishing long-term partnership, service centers, and local industrial cooperation projects. Just to give you an example, this is the down truck named Belarus, which is produced in Belarus. And by the way, we produce the largest model in the world with a payload capacity of 450 tons. Mining is the area where our countries can significantly strengthen cooperation. Ghana ranks among Africa's leading gold producers and possesses substantial reserves of bauxite, manganese, and other mineral resources. And Belarus companies can contribute through supplying of mining equipment, maintenance and services of mining equipment, workforce training, and digitalization, so modern word, digitalization of industrial processes. As one of the world's leading producers of heavy mining equipment, Belarus is ready to share its expertise with Ghanaian partners. I would also like to draw your attention to the tractor producers named Belarus Tractor, which is well represented in African continent. Here there are examples of the machinery which is produced in Belarus and which was already mentioned by myself, like harvesters, urban electric transport, special purpose machinery, construction machinery and infrastructure machinery. So let's skip to the fact number 2. The fact number 2 is that agriculture is another strength of Belarus. You had a pleasure of visiting Bell Agro exhibition just several days ago, and probably you already know that agriculture accounts for around 7% of gross domestic product and about 20% of the country's exports. And Belarus is famous for producing high-quality agricultural food. Believe it or not, but we rank among the top 10 global exporters of food and agricultural products, including sausages products, butter, cheese, milk whey, and skimmed milk powder. It's important to emphasize once again that our strong export performance is consistently matched by high-quality standards. Agriculture is one of the most promising areas in our bilateral cooperation, because we know that Ghana is one of the world's leading producers of cacao beans, of tropical fruits, of cashew nuts, and selected oilseed crops. At the same time, Belarus is interested in diversifying its imports of agricultural raw materials and food products, as well as in developing joint processing and value-added production projects. In turn, Belarus can offer livestock production technologies, seed production expertise, veterinary pharmaceuticals and services. We believe that combining Ghana's agricultural resources with Belarusian technologies can create significant value for both countries. One more fact about Belarus is related to forests. 40% of the country territory is covered with forests, and Belarus ranks among the top 25 global exporters of wood and timber products. Specific rankings are presented on the screen. One more fact for you to know about Belarus is related to petrochemistry, because petrochemistry is one more success of Belarus. You should know that we produce all 3 types of mineral fertilizers: nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. When it goes about potassium, we are one of the world's largest producer and exporter of potash fertilizers. Our country accounts for approximately 1/5 of global potash production. Healthcare could be another dimension for cooperation, because just last year, more than 175,000 international patients from 160 countries visited Belarus for medical treatment, and exports of medical services exceeded $50 million, reflecting strong demand and trust in Belarusian healthcare. A healthy nation is not only about quality of healthcare, but also about well-developed pharmaceutical industry. Belarus manufacturers of pharmaceuticals and medical equipment also have opportunity to expand their presence in the Ghanaian market, where demand for affordable, high-quality healthcare solutions continue to grow. We believe that cooperation in healthcare, pharmaceuticals, medical education, medical technology can become one more successful area of cooperation between our countries. That is why that sectors are widely represented here. One of our success is IT sector. We have high-tech park in Belarus established some 10 years ago probably, but as of today it contributes around 3% of the country's gross domestic product and accounts for about 20% of services exports. We also are very well represented by the companies dealing with fintech and with IT sector in this room today that are ready to hold negotiations with you during the B2B session. I don't know if we have computer enthusiasm, game enthusiasm among us, but if yes, they should probably know such a game named World of Tanks. So for those who know this game, I want to disclaim that this game was developed here in Belarus. Before I conclude, I will skip that. Before I conclude, I would like to say that everything that was presented today has probably impressed or interested you. But as representatives of business, you obviously have three questions. Who could be the business partner, the business navigator in Belarus? Who could help me facilitate finding the correct counterpart in Belarus? The answer is very clear. It's National Expert Promotion Center, as His Excellency Director General mentioned. Another two questions are: how will the cargo be delivered and how will the transactions, financial transactions, be made? I would like to tell you that without naming the specific banks, without naming specific logistic companies, and despite all the challenges and difficulties the world is facing today, that routes exist, including financial ones, opportunities exist, and partner companies are available and ready to support practical solutions. We believe that potential between Belarus and Ghana are far greater than our current trade figures suggest, and today's meeting can become another important step towards unlocking this potential. With this, I finish my presentation. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Evgeny. Next, we proceed with the presentation on Ghana-Belarus economic cooperation opportunities. Mr. Simon Maji, Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center. You're welcome.
Thank you. I think there's something called home advantage. You know, because we are in their home, they get to have a lot more time. I have 15 minutes, so please just bear with me. Is this moving? Right.
This one.
Okay.
Yeah, it is on central button.
All right. Okay, so this is a quick glance. I have barely 15 minutes. Just bear with me. I'll leave this with you, and so don't worry. My job here today is to convince you to come and invest in Ghana and to look at opportunities that we have in our country. So Ghana is just slightly bigger than Belarus. Look at our land size, 238,000 square kilometers. I think Belarus is around 207,000 square kilometers. Our GDP is 114 billion and theirs is maybe 105 billion. So there are a few things we can obviously do together. So this is a glance of the country. I'm leaving you with a map of where the opportunities are in all our 16 regions. How many of you have been to Ghana before? Anyone? You've been to Ghana before? So let me put you in the mindset of what Ghana looks like. Now, if you come to Ghana, it's like you're looking at Belarus, but you're looking at a country slightly bigger than Belarus. It's like 15% bigger than Belarus.
Excuse me, may I use this one, please?
All right, and has so many opportunities so Ghana is like the investment mecca for anyone who is seeking to come to Africa. And this is where you start from. We have 16 regions, and in all the 16 regions, you have these unique opportunities in those 16 regions. The next is, this is a quote from our president. I'll move quickly from that. He's coming. We have a total of 2.6 million businesses that are registered in Ghana. That should give you an idea of a population of close to 35 million. You have 2.6 million businesses. And out of that, close to 10,000 are foreign-owned businesses that are operating in our country. And if you come to Ghana as gateway to West Africa, you have the opportunity to look at the West African market, which I mentioned, look at the greater African market. So we are centrally located. 6 hours to Europe. If there was a direct flight, I'm sure about 7 hours you'll be in Belarus. And also you will have access to some of the landlocked countries, which is in the Sahel. We have world-class connectivity. There's connectivity by air, by maritime access, and also there's the logistics and the digital connectivity, which we've spoken about. You can access Ghana through the West African market or through the AGWA, which is the African Growth and Opportunity Market, or the interim European one, or the zero tariff to China, which is 1.4 billion consumers. This is why we say we have a competitive edge, investor friendly. We've been able to position ourselves. We have a strong growing economy. And this is Ghana's economic recovery and investor confidence, which we've spoken about. The president will come and he will speak about it. But the most important one for anybody interested in the country is to look at our non-oil GDP, which stands at 7.6%. And that's part of the fantastic recovery that had happened in our country. Okay, is this moving? Sorry, the central button? Anyone? Sometimes technology can also fail, right? It's not working, please. Hi. All right, so I've spoken about that. I've spoken about advantages for investors. I have barely 15 minutes. And I would speak to you about Ghana's reform agenda, so we'll move on. Can you please move on? We've passed a new investment code. I've spoken about that already. Now let's go to the Ghana-Belarus Economic Partnership. Ghana-Belarus, thank you. So what are we seeking? Agricultural mechanization is one, industrial manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, technology and innovation, trade and investment facilitation as well. Please move on to the next one. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we'll move to the priority sectors for investment. I'm told our president is here. So number one is agriculture and food security partnerships. And luckily for all of you, the Minister for Agriculture is here, so all the difficult questions will go to him. He will answer them. Please clap for him. He can do that easily. And that forms a bedrock of our economy. We know you have strength in forestry, so about 3.7 million hectares restored so far, and the opportunities as well for cultivation in the forestry sector. Then into industrialization and manufacturing. Can you move on? And stay on this one. In arriving in your country, I see many of you drink a bit of vodka, right? You are missing a lot. Vodka is just one straight shot. If you don't take any of this product from Ghana, it's called Kasaprekwa Lumo Bitters, right? This is our traditional, authentic herbal vodka. So my message to you today is that before we leave, at least my colleague from Export Promotion would get some and will export it to your country. And this forms part of our signature. This is one of the reasons why we say Ghana is one of the best places for you to do business, because we've been able to grow a global brand. They are not here. This is not a paid advert. This is just a salesman selling his country to you. And I'm inviting you to take, For this one, you can take your phones and take a picture so you can have it, even though I'll leave it for you. Okay? So that's very important. The next is the pharmaceuticals and medical manufacturing. We've spoken about it. We've spoken about emerging technologies. I do have a lot, including the transition and green growth, which is happening. Can you please move to the next one? All right. Let's go to tourism and culture. That's one of the reasons why we are here. We can see you have Waldorf Astoria, you have Marriott, you have Hilton, Doubletree, you have all the Western brands. Our invitation to you is to come and set up some of those hotels in our country, Ghana, because we are also looking for many of the big brands. Then the opportunities in oil and gas, the opportunities in insurance. My colleague is signaling me that I have only 6 minutes left. So please move on to the other strategic areas. There's solar and power generation. I'll leave this with you. Okay. Move on to the bankable projects. Let me share with you some bankable projects that we have. So the government of Ghana, through a project called the 24-hour economy, has a number of projects which you have to focus on. We'll leave that with you. Hello, can you please move on to GEPA, the Ghana Export Promotion? We'll leave all of this with you, which you can deal with. I want you to look. Now, my colleague from the export promotion did his presentation. It was focused on exports from Belarus to the rest of the world. But I want you to focus on the Ghana Export Promotion Authority. So in Ghana, we call this non-traditional export. Last year, our export to the world was 31.1 billion USD. Now, out of that, what we call the non-traditional export, which is not gold, cocoa, or any of those ones, contributed about 5 billion. And part of it is the Kasaprekun that I showed to you, the one that I'm encouraging all of you to buy and drink, and then you will see that there's a greater substitute to the vodka, right? So part of it is that one, as well as some processed cocoa products. So our Export Promotion Authority, their job is to help create market access for Ghanaian products. And so any product that you want from Ghana, they are right outside. They have the stand over there. They are willing to support you and to help Ghanaians who want to export here to bring the product here. And they meet all the rules of origin. I have 2 more minutes. Now move on to the final one, which is the Free Zones Authority. So we have what we call the Export Processing Zone. It's called the Free Zones Authority. You can come in. If you're looking for market efficiency, you produce and then you export to the rest of the world. What we offer are incentives for you to come and produce in that zone and export it to Belarus. So if you are having difficulties, producing here, which I'm not sure, but it may exist, my invitation to you is that follow me to Accra. We have a well set up zone where you can produce and then you just export it back to Belarus because of the friendship that has continued since 1982 to now. I'll end here, but we'll leave all of this with you. My colleagues are also here, and it has all the bankable projects. So this is a 238 slide of opportunities in our country, and we are inviting you that if you want to come to Africa, consider no other place than Ghana. Start from Ghana, and you can go to the rest of Africa and the rest of the world. After all, the Black Star is in Ghana and nowhere else. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Maji. Thank you. The part with the official openings of the forum and with the presentations, with the general overview of both countries is finished. And right now we are waiting for the official delegation to come. And while we do that, it is my great pleasure to introduce to our Ghanaian delegation, the distinguished Belarusian business delegation, joining us today. The delegation brings together leading manufacturers, technology companies, healthcare providers, educational institutions, and investment organizations that are actively expanding their international partnerships and exploring new opportunities across Africa. In the field of food security and agriculture, we are pleased to welcome representatives of Belarus Business Forum, the national food industry concern, uniting 57 food manufacturers, as well as some of Belarus' most recognized producers. Belarus is also internationally known for its industrial and engineering capabilities. Today's delegation includes world-renowned manufacturers. Joining them are innovative engineering and technology companies. The healthcare and pharmaceutical sector is represented by some of the most prominent organizations in Belarus. We're equally honored to welcome leading national medical and research centers, specializing in oncology, cardiology, neurology, rehabilitation, is represented by some of the most pediatric surgery, biotechnology, pulmonology, mental health, and maternal and child health care. These institutions represent the highest standards of medical expertise and scientific research in Belarus. Belarus' rapidly growing digital economy is represented by the high-tech park, secretariat, and a number of innovative technology companies that are also present in this audience today. Which expertise and artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, fintech, software development, digital transformation, cloud infrastructure, and advanced analytics are covered. Our Belarusian side also includes leading educational and research institutions from all over the regions. In the areas of trade and investment and finance, we are pleased to see the several organizations as well. Ladies and gentlemen, the representatives gathered here today are ready to discuss concrete business opportunities, joint ventures, technology transfer, investment projects, and sustainable development initiatives. Following our agenda script, after we welcome the official delegation, we will proceed with the main part of any business forum that there is, and these are B2B meetings. The meetings will be held in the hall across the coffee break, which will be also provided for your convenience. Please make use of these opportunities. Talk to your counterparts from our friendly delegation from Ghana and make your work more effective today. Our staff from the National Expert Promotion Center will help you with the interpretation if needed, and any other help needed at all. So right now, please do not leave this hall, as in a couple of minutes we will be welcoming our highest guest. Thank you. Для нашей белорусской аудитории я прошу прощения за задержку, но по нашей программе буквально через минуту мы ожидаем прибытия высоких гостей. И также я повторю, пожалуйста, воспользуйтесь этой возможностью для того, чтобы установить прямые контакты с представителями бизнеса делегации Ганы в рамках B2B сессий, которые состоятся после приветственных речей наших высоких гостей.
Your Excellency, Ambassador.
How are you? Welcome. Good. Thank you. Welcome.
Right.
All right. Okay. Oh wow. It's
a great honor to welcome on the stage for his special address His Excellency Mr. Viktor Karankevich, Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Belarus. Приглашаю для приветственного слова Виктора Михайловича Каранкевича, заместителя премьер-министра Республики Беларусь.
Уважаемый господин президент Mahama, уважаемые ганские друзья, дорогие участники форума.
Приветствую вас на первом белорусско-ганском двухстороннем бизнес-форуме, который проходит впервые в период официального визита его превосходительства президента Республики Гана. Наши ганские друзья всегда были и остаются желанными гостями на белорусской земле. Мы искренне ценим атмосферу доверия, уважения и дружбы, которая сложилась между нашими лидерами, странами и народами. Официальный визит президента Ганы и сегодняшняя теплая встреча с президентом Республики Беларусь Александром Лукашенко открыли новую главу в отношениях между Республикой Беларусь и Республикой Гана. Уверен, что площадка форума предоставит возможность представителям бизнеса в сфере сельского хозяйства, продовольствия, промышленности, здравоохранения и фармацевтики, образования, транспорта и логистики, обсудить перспективные возможности для двустороннего взаимодействия. Мы знаем, насколько для Республики Гана важна тема продовольственной безопасности. Благодаря развитому в нашей стране производству сельскохозяйственной техники и специализированного оборудования к ней, собственному производству удобрений, наличию квалифицированных специалистов, Республика Беларусь смогла не только полностью обеспечить продовольственный суверенитет, но и экспортировать продукты питания более чем 100 стран мира. Всего пару дней назад господин президент и наши ганские друзья лично смогли увидеть и оценить достижения Беларуси в области сельского производства на международной выставке «Белара 2026». Мы готовы помочь Республике Гана добиться значимых результатов в обеспечении продовольственной безопасности, используя опыт и компетенции белорусских специалистов. У нас уже есть успешные примеры реализации подобных проектов в Зимбабве и Нигерии. Так, в 2020 году стартовала белорусско-зимбабвийская программа механизации сельского хозяйства. 2 ее этапа успешно завершены, а 3 в процессе выполнения. В рамках программы Зимбабве поставлено около 3000 единиц техники. Тракторы, прицепы, лесное оборудование, комбайны, навозы. Создана сеть сервисных центров по обучению местных специалистов. В Нигерии реализуется дорожная карта в области сельского хозяйства и продовольственной безопасности на 2024-2029 год, предполагающая механизацию сельского хозяйства этой страны и последующее создание срочного производства. В июне 2025 года завершена реализация первого этапа дорожной карты. В нигерийской стране поставлено 2000 тракторов, около 7000 единиц прицепной техники, комбайнов, а также комплектов запасных. Это знаковое событие в развитии сотрудничества Республики Беларусь со странами Африки. И мы планируем и далее делиться опытом с другими странами африканского континента. Объем взаимной торговли Белоруссии и Ганы в 2025 году составил 13,4 миллиона долларов и вырос к 2024 году в 1,6 раза. Беларусь рассчитывает на ежегодную положительную динамику товарооборота между нашими странами. перспективы для более активного торгово-экономического сотрудничества имеются. По результатам сегодняшней встречи глав государств Беларуси и Ганы определены
1.5 times bigger than in 2024. We have quite a lot of agreements and ties in the economic and trade sector. We expect to sign a contract for the supply of Belarusian agricultural machinery to your country, and I am confident that its implementation will give a serious impetus to the development of agriculture in Ghana. I would especially like to emphasize that our country offers comprehensive solutions for agricultural mechanization. It's not just supply of some tractors, harvesters, but we create service centers, we transfer technologies, we train your local specialists, and in the future we plan to organize joint assembly plants with the transfer of technologies to your country. Belarusian organizations are ready to implement projects in other sectors, mutually beneficial. For example, Belarus is interested in supply of some trucks to your country. Pharmaceutical companies are also interested in establishing cooperation with companies in Ghana. Light industry enterprises in the Republic of Belarus are also ready to offer a full range of products, from semi-finished products like yarn with various compositions, tinted flax fiber, leather, and also ready-made clothing, knitwear, leather goods. The Republic of Belarus is interested in establishing mutually beneficial scientific and technical cooperation. We have the expertise to promote modern digital technologies in various sectors, like social sector, including medicine, education, both for the public and private organizations. We are ready to share our experience and expertise. Successful development is a two-way street. We are interested in supplying cocoa beans, fruits, and other goods from Ghana to the Republic of Belarus. I would also like to emphasize that it is particularly interesting to see the response of the business communities of Belarus and Ghana to the impetus set by the heads of our states. This demonstrates the seriousness of the intentions of Belarus and Ghana, and most importantly, understanding of the truly great perspectives that exist between our countries already today. Dear Mr. President, your concern for world. You are an experienced politician, and you are one of the most popular leaders in Africa. Your participation in the forum will give our enterprises and businesses confidence in making decisions aimed at a stable and long-term cooperation. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all the participants for their interest in cooperation with the Republic of Belarus. I wish you fruitful work, useful and efficient meetings, successful negotiations, and a pleasant stay in the hospitable Belarusian soil. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. Viktor Rokevich. And right now, to the kind attention of the audience, 2 videos showing Ghana's investment opportunities will be presented.
Ghana's image on the international stage has been positively boosted by our well-acclaimed research agenda. Our young people are Ghana's greatest assets. We're beginning to see significant growth in sectoral performance. Construction, manufacturing, agriculture, and services are showing very strong growth. This is creating a new opportunity for decent employment for our youth. and expanding the rural electrification network for more than 1,000 additional communities.
And business leaders, invest in Ghana, build your businesses that create jobs and wealth for yourselves and for the Ghanaian economy. I pledge to maintain a conducive environment for your businesses to thrive.
Your commitment must be to seize the opportunities that we create.
Business Forum. My duty here today is a very simple one, to introduce a man who really needs no introduction. We are very excited about the Ghana-Belarus Business Forum because it is happening in the margins of a historic state visit. This is the first state visit of a president of Ghana to the Republic of Belarus. And we are all excited that we are making history. We are also particularly excited because our two leaders met today and have decided that Ghana will become a priority partner for the Republic of Belarus. And in that bilateral meeting, the two presidents have tasked us, the foreign ministers of Ghana and Belarus, to lead the joint political committee to ensure that the priority areas they have discussed are immediately implemented. So we know that there are key interventions in agriculture, in education, in defense cooperation, in science and technology, and a while ago the President has added emergency services because he was particularly impressed at your emergency university, and he has asked that we should work on cooperation in that regard. We also discovered in the meeting with President Lukashenko that apparently Ghanaian cocoa is very, very popular here and popular at the presidential palace. So at this business forum, we are hoping that the traditional ties of you loving our cocoa and our copper and our rubber will expand to cover new areas of cooperation. I have also been paying attention to similarities between our two countries. I noticed that your chapter began in 1992, your new national character and architecture after the fall of the Soviet Union. We also began our new democratic dispensation in 1992. So quite an interesting similarity. Then I've also observed that our flags are quite similar, beginning with red, ending with green. I don't know what your red stands for and your green stands for, but clearly there is a lot in common, and we are here to deepen those commonalities. And the president who is going to deliver the keynote address is a man you can trust. He is a natural friend of business owners and CEOs. At his inauguration, he declared Ghana open for business again, and he has kept his word. As President of the Republic of Ghana, he has respected the sanctity of all contracts he inherited. No international investor has had his investment come under threat, as sometimes you see in other jurisdictions. He has respected all of those contracts. Under his watch, in just 18 months, he inherited a tattered economy, an economy which the finance minister has described as an economy that was at ICU, the intensive care unit. He has very steadily steered the ship, and he has brought us out of an IMF bailout, the economic credit facility. Ghana, as you know, is on a very positive trajectory. Inflation has sharply declined from an up of about 54% sometime in 2023, and has declined. We now have single digits, the longest single digit inflation we have seen in a very, very long time in our country's history. He has stabilized the economy. All the sovereign credit rating agencies have given Ghana very high points. We have been declared out of junk status, and that you can now do business with us, and we can also return to the international capital market. The man who has achieved all of this, a natural ally of the business community, is no other than His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic of Ghana. It is my distinct honor to invite him to the podium. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can you resume it, please? Thank you very much. Your Excellency Viktor Karankovich, Deputy Prime Minister of the Republic of Belarus, and my Minister of Honor on this tour. Indeed, we have developed a brotherly friendship. We've done a lot together these last 4 days here. Senior government officials of Belarus and Ghana, business delegates, ambassadors, members of the diplomatic corps, captains of industry and business leaders, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor and privilege for me to address this distinguished gathering of business leaders, investors, policymakers, and government officials at the Belarus-Ghana Business Forum, the first ever. Allow me first and foremost to express my profound gratitude to the government and people of the Republic of Belarus for the warm hospitality that has been extended to my delegation and I since our arrival in this beautiful city of Minsk. The warmth, the openness, the spirit of friendship we have experienced are a testament to the enduring goodwill between our two countries. They also provide an excellent foundation for a stronger economic partnership to the benefit of our two people. This forum is taking place at a particularly significant moment in our bilateral relations, and it reflects a shared recognition
that the relationship between Ghana and Belarus must evolve beyond just cordial diplomatic ties into a deeper, more dynamic and mutually beneficial economic partnership. Today we are gathered here not merely to exchange ideas, but to create opportunities to forge partnerships and lay the foundations for a new chapter in Ghana-Belarus cooperation. Ghana and Belarus have enjoyed more than three decades of diplomatic relations founded on mutual respect, friendship, and cooperation. While these relationships have remained cordial and productive, we must acknowledge that the volume of trade and business between our two countries has not yet reflected the full potential of both our countries. The reality is that our economies are highly complementary. Belarus possesses significant strengths in agricultural mechanization, industrial manufacturing, fertilizer production, engineering, pharmaceuticals, agro-processing, industrialization, and technology. Ghana, on the other hand, offers political stability, abundant natural resources, strategic geographic positioning, a youthful workforce, and direct access to some of the world's fastest growing markets. The challenge therefore before us is not the absence of opportunity. The challenge is how to unlock that opportunity. And that is why this business forum is important. It provides us with a platform for governments to facilitate, but more importantly for businesses to connect, to invest, to innovate, and build lasting commercial relationships. We meet at a time when the global economy is undergoing a profound transformation. Geopolitical tensions, supply chain disruptions, rising protectionism, climate-related shocks, conflict, and changing trade patterns are reshaping international commerce and supply chains. In this environment, countries that succeed will be those that diversify their partnerships, they build resilience and create new avenues for growth. For Ghana and Belarus, this moment presents us with an opportunity. It challenges us to move beyond traditional patterns of engagement and to build practical partnerships that are based on our shared interests and to our mutual benefit. Our cooperation must be guided by a simple principle. Where Belarus possesses the expertise, Ghana offers the opportunity, and where Ghana offers opportunity, Belarus can find profitable partnerships. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to share Ghana's economic story briefly. When my administration assumed office in January 2025, we inherited an economy with significant challenges. We therefore embarked on a comprehensive program of economic stabilization, fiscal discipline, and structural transformation. Today, the results are visible for all to see. Inflation has fallen dramatically from about 54% in 2023 to 3.4% in 2026. Our international reserves have strengthened considerably from 8.6 billion in 2024 to $13.9 billion in 2025. The cedi has stabilized, and indeed it appreciated in 2025 at 46% against major trading currencies. Interest rates have declined significantly, and investor confidence has returned. Our economy recorded strong growth of above 6% in 2025, and Ghana's gross domestic product has surpassed 100 billion. Indeed, it is put at 114 billion, which makes Ghana the 8th largest economy in Africa. Our international credit outlook has improved, reflecting renewed confidence in Ghana's economic and fiscal management. Most importantly, businesses now operate within a more predictable macroeconomic environment. But these achievements are not ends in themselves. They are the foundations upon which we must build a resilient, competitive, and export-oriented economy. And the message is clear, that Ghana is stable, that Ghana is growing, and that Ghana is open for business. Central to our economic transformation agenda is the 24-hour economy and accelerated export development program. This initiative seeks to maximize productivity, expand industrial output, create sustainable jobs, and position Ghana as a leading production and export hub in Africa. The program is encouraging industries to operate round the clock while supporting investments in logistics, in energy, in transport, manufacturing, and agro-processing. It is creating opportunities for investors seeking reliable partners and scalable markets. For businesses looking for the next frontier of growth in Africa, Ghana offers the most compelling proposition. Agriculture represents perhaps the greatest immediate opportunity for collaboration between our two countries. Belarus has earned a global reputation for excellence in production of agricultural machinery and equipment, fertilizer production, and agro-industrial systems. Ghana is currently undertaking one of the most ambitious agricultural modernization programs in its history. Through our Feed Ghana program, we're investing in mechanization, irrigation, improved seeds, livestock development, and agro-processing. We're establishing farmer service centers across the country to provide machinery, technical support, and modern farming services to Ghana's farmers. Indeed, the ongoing procurement of agricultural machinery from Belarus or these centers is a practical example of how our partnership is already yielding tangible results. As I speak today, Ghana has placed an order for 1,840 pieces of agricultural equipment from Belarus. But this is only the beginning. We are inviting Belarusian investors to participate in commercial farming, in irrigation development, greenhouse production, fertilizer manufacturing, production, aquaculture, food processing, and agricultural logistics. Ghana's fertile land, favorable climate, and expanding market make it one of Africa's most attractive agribusiness destinations. Healthcare is another area with enormous potential. My government is expanding access to quality healthcare while investing in specialized facilities for cancer treatment, vaccine production, and medical research. We see significant opportunities for collaboration in the production of pharmaceuticals, medical equipment, manufacturing, diagnostics, telemedicine, and healthcare technologies. Belarusian expertise can play an important role in supporting Ghana's healthcare transformation agenda. The future, it is said, belongs to nations that embrace technology and innovation. And so Ghana is positioning itself to become a leading digital economy in Africa. We've launched our national artificial intelligence structure, which is titled AI for Good. And we're implementing the training of 1 million of our youth in coding. We also continue to expand STEM education, digital skills training, and innovation ecosystems. A major technology and AI hub is currently under development in Ghana, creating opportunities in data centers, cybersecurity, fintech, agri-tech, health tech, and business process outsourcing. We welcome Belarusian partnerships in software development, digital infrastructure, cybersecurity, technology transfer, and innovation. Beyond agriculture and technology, Ghana presents significant opportunities in industrial manufacturing and value addition. Our approach is clear. we seek to move beyond just exporting raw materials. We seek to process, manufacture, and create value within Ghana. Opportunities exist in mining services, mineral processing, industrial equipment, manufacturing, textiles, housing, construction materials, and renewable energy. And I'm pleased to note that we have already reached an agreement with Belarus manufacturers of mining equipment to visit Ghana next week, as early as next week. And I'm pleased to inform you that investors who establish operations in Ghana gain access not only to our domestic market of 34 million people, but also to the wider African market through the African Continental Free Trade Area of 1.3 billion people with a GDP, total GDP of $1.3 trillion. Infrastructure remains a cornerstone of our development strategy. Through our $10 billion 5-year Big Push infrastructure program, Ghana is investing heavily in roads, railways, ports, airports, energy, and logistics. These investments are designed to improve connectivity, to reduce business costs, and enhance competitiveness. Belarusian companies possess expertise that can contribute significantly to these infrastructural efforts. Whether in transport infrastructure, power systems, industrial parks, logistics, road construction, railway, renewable energy, opportunities abound for us to collaborate. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, investors today seek certainty, stability, and market access. And I can assure you Ghana provides all these three. Our political credentials are strong, our legal and regulatory systems are transparent, investor protection is robust, and we guarantee repatriation of profits. We also guarantee protection of investment. Ghana provides direct access, as I said, to a market of about 35 million people, an ECOWAS market of over 400 million people, and an African Continental Free Trade Area market of more than 1.4 billion people. For businesses seeking a strategic gateway to Africa, Ghana remains one of the continent's most attractive destinations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the true measure of our relationship should not be the number of diplomatic exchanges that we conduct. It should be the number of businesses that we create, results that are measurable, the jobs that we create, the technology that we transfer, and the investments that we mobilize together. And finally, the prosperity we create for future generations of Belarusian children and Ghanaian children. The opportunities before us are immense. The foundations have already been laid. The political commitment exists. The institutional frameworks are being strengthened. And what remains is for the private sectors of our two countries to seize the moment. Today I extend not merely an invitation, but a strategic proposition. We invite Belarusian businesses to partner with Ghana in agriculture, manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, infrastructure, technology, renewable energy, and industrial development. Ghana seeks partners who are prepared to build industries, create jobs, transfer technology, and participate in the story of African transformation. Together we can turn goodwill into investment, as we are doing today. We signed 3 memorandums of understanding. The first, to create a joint framework for economic cooperation, and the second, for cooperation in agricultural production, and the third, cooperation between our chambers of commerce. We can build on these partnerships to invest in production, to turn production into exports, and to turn exports into shared prosperity. And therefore I charge you Let us leave Minsk today with a determination to transform our discussions into deals and partnerships, and to transform those partnerships into projects, and to transform opportunities into lasting economic success. The future of Ghana-Belarus relationship is bright. Let us build that future together. God bless the Republic of Belarus. God bless the Republic of Ghana. And may the friendship and partnership between our two nations continue to flourish. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Mr. John Dramani Mahama. Thank you for your participation. Excellencies, dear guests, friends and colleagues, I hope now you have more information and have a better understanding of the scope of opportunities that both countries have to offer. Thank you very much for joining us and being part of such a prominent event. So the next hour will be dedicated to EDB meetings. Please make use of them. The refreshments will also be served. And thus, the forum is concluded. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. More to that. Yeah, look at you. Good to see you. How are you? Good. I'm fine. Thank you. Good. Thank you. Yes. You know, I'm surprised to see you. Thank you. Thank you.